Hello everybody and welcome to an ultra easy watercolor birthday card tutorial. The first thing that you want to do is grab your watercolor piece of paper and orient it in the landscape position. And then you're going to grab a pencil and just sketch out your arrangement of balloons, and they're very easy to draw. You just paint overlapping ovals in any way that you want your balloons to look. So you can just mimic the arrangement that I have here, or you can draw your own. But basically when I'll show you on the back here, when you're overlapping them, you have to choose which ones that you want to stick out and which ones that are going to overlap the others. So when you have your arrangement, you can just erase the lines of the ones that you want to overlap. So in this arrangement, I have 3 balloons that are overlapping, one in the center there, but you can, create whatever arrangement that you want. The other thing that you have to sketch out is your happy birthday in kind of any rough cursive lettering, but the key thing is that the Y in both happy and in birthday eventually flows into the string that attaches to 2 of the balloons. So it's only 2 balloons that you really need to orient in some sort of position that they eventually flow into the lettering. I also had one of my balloons flow into the letter D, but that's just because otherwise it would have, the string would have just been floating there and it would have looked awkward. So for this one, for example, I had it just sort of wiggle down off the page, and this one also falls off the page. Once you are happy with your arrangement here, unlike most watercolor tutorials, we do not have to erase the pencil marks here, so you can keep them pretty intense, and you can choose whatever colors that you want to paint your balloons, but we are going to be painting them in several different colors. So I am going to paint this one red, so I'll start with a nice, actually, because this one is overlapping, or it's being overlapped, I'm going to paint that one first. And this one's going to be orange. By the way, if you don't have watercolors, you can definitely do this with anything. You can do it with markers, crayons, pencil crayons, or even acrylic paint if you do have other kinds of paint. But this is a primarily watercolor channel, which is why I have chosen to use watercolor. Okay. I'm going to paint this one over here just because I want this one to dry before I paint the ones on either side. So this one is going to be a beautiful green color. By the way, all of the paintbrushes that I use, as well as other supplies, they're linked in the description as always if you're looking to try new things. I've been using these brushes, the Grumbacher and the Winsor & Newton, for many years now, and I love them. They serve my needs very, very well. So once these balloons are dry, we can paint the other ones. And I mean, the reason we're waiting, I hope that it's obvious, but so that the colors don't bleed into one another. So this one I'm going to paint red. And because we painted this one first and these ones are overlapping, we can fix any imperfections by directly painting over them. And feel free to move your piece of paper around to make it easier for you to paint a really nice oval shape. This one is going to be a nice blue. Okay, so once our balloons are completely dry, we're going to take you can use a black pen, a black fine tip marker, or even a black pencil crayon, and we're going to outline our balloons. So I'm just going to start with this one. And you probably want to go over any areas that are going to be overlapped first, because then you can fix any harsh edges like these two guys, like this little harsh edge and this one, when you go over them with a nice curved line. So that's why I'm just doing these ones first. Once your balloons are outlined, you can go ahead and outline the strings that are coming from them. So I am actually going to do it in the reverse. So I'm going to start with my letters and then branch into my balloon for the ones that are actually attached to letters. And that's the importance right there of penciling in your letters first, because I made my P's way too close together. You can add the little lips coming from the balloons if you wish to do so. And then the last thing that we're gonna do on this birthday card, and you can use either acrylic paint for this or watercolor paint. And honestly, I'm too lazy to walk over to the other room to grab the acrylic paint. So instead I'm just going to use really pigmented white watercolor paint, and we're just painting on the highlights that are just on one side of our balloon, showing the reflection of light. you do want to paint them all on one side. So either all on the left or all on the right. Just like so. And that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this super easy watercolor tutorial. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and also be sure to check out some of my previous birthday card tutorials.